for the longest time I was unavailable because I felt like I thought they were like standards, which like, yes, you should always have like standards in regards to like how you want to be treated, what you want from a guy. But I feel like I was just so like, my standards were maybe like too high, and like maybe like I had to understand like the other person is also human. I was just recently talking to a coworker. My coworker is older, and like I was telling her about it, you know, how this guy is interested in me and how he wanted to take me out for burgers. And me and this guy have met before. We've been on a date before and stuff like that, but he just wanted to casually like grab some food and like hang out. And I was like, yeah, he wanted to take me out for burgers. Like, what? And she was like, why do you sound so disgusted? Like, I was like, I don't know. This is like how I talk about men all the time. And she's like, well, that's not okay. Like, if he wants to take you out for burgers, like just go and grab some burgers and hang out and talk. You should not have like any expectations on how things are going to go. Just go and like see what the vibes are. And I was like, oh, right then and there, I realized, I was like, oh, maybe I am the problem when it comes to dating, because throughout college, I definitely had a list of like pros and cons whenever I talked to someone. And I was like putting all the cons. I was like, oh, he does this, but pros are like, he treats me so nice. He's funny. He's like, you know, all these sorts of things. And at the end of the day, I just had to realize like these people are humans. Like, imagine if someone has a pros and cons list for you. Like, I don't think I've ever thought about like, oh, what if a guy has a pros and cons list for me? I don't think I've even asked the guy like, oh, what are your standards? I don't think I've asked that. I think the only conversation that I probably had with a guy when it came to like getting to know each other was like, oh yeah, like what are you looking for? Oh, like I'm looking for like, you know, either a relationship or something that's go with the flow, or someone that's like, you know, kind, funny, and sweet. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's me. Whole time I'm over here with like 20 things on my list. Previously in the past, when it came to dating, I was just like, okay, like I want to date and I want to find someone. I didn't think about like, oh, like just going with the flow, seeing how things go. If we naturally turn into friends, if we naturally turn into something romantic, you know what I mean? It was just always like, okay, this has to be romantic because I chose you to talk to. I chose you to get to know. I feel like so many of us have been that girl. Oftentimes I find myself texting my friends, like I screenshot a message like a guy sent me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this message isn't long enough that he sent me. Do you think he's interested? And I think that's a red flag. And I'm like, no, it's not a red flag. Just allow things to just happen, you know? I think even recently my friend was just like, yeah, like he doesn't use any emojis, but he started using emojis. And I was like, well, you know, is that the turn off really? Like, you know, just see how things go, you know? I feel like as women, we get the ick so easily. At least whenever the word ick came out, all of a sudden, everything's a freaking ick. I feel like for me, my standards are completely different from petty things that I think are icks. Those petty things are me being unavailable. That's why communication is so important when it comes to like dating someone, because it's like communicating the things that you like and see what they do with that, you know? See what they do with that information. It's really tricky because sometimes when I talk to someone, they're like what are you looking for in a guy? And I would be so specific. I'm like, I want someone that does this, and that. And then they end up doing all these things. And it's like, oh, if I were to have told you that I wanted these things done, would you have done them? I think I used to just find like problems in everything, and I just didn't have to. You get to a point where you're like, okay, I want to talk to my girls about this, and then they'll find like little things and little problems in the things that this person is doing, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this person's a walking red flag, when really in reality, no, the person is just human. It's just up to you in regards to whether you're still going to be interested and like, you know, talk about these things that you may not like that they do, or the things that you're interested in, and like just see how it goes and see where it goes from there. For example, I think one of my standards is like, okay, I want to make sure that the person that I'm talking to has a job. Perfect. That's a really good standard to have, because like we need some money flowing. Another standard would probably be someone that is great with family. What's not a standard is, yeah, he laughs too loud or he snores too loudly. I don't think I can do this. It's just being like, yeah, I don't like this person. I feel like unavailability is like vague. It's like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about him. I'm not really feeling the vibe. You actually have not gotten to get to know this person. I do think for a good portion of my life, I was the person that was unavailable. I think I just recently had a conversation with someone, and they were like, yeah, last time it just seemed like you were unavailable. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, and then I really thought about it, and I was like, yeah, like I guess I didn't really allow myself to get to know this person. I just like picked and choose the things that I didn't like, and I was like, yeah, you're not the person for me. And in fact, like this person was sweet. We were hanging out, and they made me laugh. And these are traits that I actually look for in people, and I just have to get to know this person and see the little things that they do. Now we actually like are hanging out again, getting to know each other again, and I'm just like, like I've never laughed this loud. And it's like really the little things that matter. When people say it's the little things that matter, they actually mean it, because it really is. It's not every time and every day you got to do it big to figure out if somebody likes you or not. And yeah, I'm just like enjoying the process of things. I feel like this is the first time in a long time that I'm actually enjoying how the process is going and just letting it happen. Like my emotions aren't emotionally fully invested, but I'm just like not picking and choosing what I like and what I dislike. I'm just going to see how it goes, because I'm actually interested in this person and interested to see where things may take us. I think we do need to know the difference between being unavailable and then having standards. For the longest time, I thought my list was a list of standards, and they weren't. Now I feel like as I get older and I'm starting to learn more and I'm starting to gain more experience, I'm starting to understand those things. Anyways, another day of learning. I'm gonna talk to you guys later in another video. All right, bye-bye.